Hello, hello, hello. YouMind is a really nice second brain tool that I've been using. Still working on my first brain, but this is helping. This tool is pretty cool. A lot of fun to use. You can start for free and you can join their Discord community here. Very supportive community. With any help, bugs, issues, just chit chat. Tell them Joe sent you. Let's see the pricing. And you see you can start for free, get 2,000 credits per month. The pro plan, 20,000 credits. And the max, it's $100 a month. But if you do yearly, you got that. So here's your YouMind dashboard. You might see some different things. Obviously, it depends what you put on your boards. Now let's go to my settings. I'm on the max plan, so it's 200,000 credits. It shows you where you've been using your credits. I don't know exactly the individual breakdowns, but it shows me here that I used 405 for audio, image, 279, the chat, you get it. You could also purchase add-on credits. I'm currently just doing the max plan. It's been more than enough for me, but I may purchase some add-on credits in future. Let's go back to boards. Let's create a new board. Now you can create from blank, but we'll just do a new board with AI. Now you could type the prompt in here, or what do you want to do? Basically, learn something, write something, create something, or life. You can click on these if you know what you're going to do. If you're going to learn about something, have this, and then it gives you examples of what to use. Or you can just prompt it like, teach me to do something. I'd recommend doing both, or at least clicking learn. So to make gnocchi with meat sauce. Yeah. How to make gnocchi. I always like that word, gnocchi. It's like gnocchi with meat sauce. So I want to learn how to do that. And let's click this or enter or return. And then YouMind will start setting up your board. So my board, gnocchi meat sauce, has been created. You can see what it's doing here. It's researching. On the right-hand side, the boards are being set up. So it's basically going out there, the AI, and it's scraping the internet and looking for things. It's similar to what you could do with other AI tools and models, but this puts it all in one spot, and I think gives you a nice visual presentation overview of the research. And if you like working like this, and if you're a visual person like myself, this literally is like a second brain. It's also like you could do vision boards, I guess, with it as well. If you want to motivate yourself, there's a lot of things you could do with YouMind. So it's going out there, doing its thing. It's populating, creating snips. Now I want gnocchi. I'm getting hungry. Now let me search for information about different types of meat sauces and regional variations. So it's breaking it down. And the better the prompt, the more detailed the prompt, obviously, the better the output. So if you wanted to like have gnocchi from northern Italy or another country or region, you would put that in the prompt. Now it's looking for the cooking techniques, tips, and troubleshooting information. So much gnocchi. And now it's going to create a comprehensive research report on making gnocchi with meat sauce, drawing from all the materials we've collected. Let me compile this information into a well-structured guide. So cool. Love it. Maybe I'll start cooking again. My wife will be happy. Writing. And complete guide to gnocchi with meat sauce. Now it's creating a research report. Gives you the key sections. And now it's structuring the board. Takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth the wait. Gives you the research summary, fundamentals, and there's that. Then click Open Board. Boom. There's your board. So YouMind went out and did all the heavy lifting and got us recipes and all these articles that it thought would help with the guide to making gnocchi. And you click here. This is the guide it put together and the how-to, introduction, foundation, boiling method, alternative, creating the dough. You can see, makes life a lot easier, right? So once we have all this and you see all the folders that YouMind set up, you can set up new folders, add new thoughts, add files, new groups, etc. Let's go back to the board. And you can click on any of these articles at any time to see where it's getting the information from. And if you want to use them or repurpose the content in any way. Now, I always go back to the top folder, the main board, and then go down to the right-hand corner here. You can see that the main board is selected, the entire board. And here you can click on Agent. You can use the YouMind Agent, which goes into a deeper research, takes a little longer, or you can just do the ask for the instant answers. So let's do the agent. Let's do the agent. Say I want to take this board and now I want to repurpose the learning part and I want to write an article about how to make gnocchi for my website, for a blog post. Just write an article. And this will write it for the entire board. Use everything. If you only wanted to use certain articles, you would click the plus and then select which ones you want. See, pretty cool. Write an article. Let's go. Now it's writing. And of course, you can use a better prompt if you want to write an article, SEO optimize, EAT standards. If you want to write it in another language, in a casual tone, 5th grade reading level, you could put all that into the prompt. But for now, I'm just showing the basics. Just have it go write an article off of all this research. Okay, so article is ready. It says here what it's done. It used the guide that it created earlier, and it added some things. So we can go to the complete guide over here, and you'll see in purple what it added to make it a nice article. Now you can reject all, you could accept all, you could duplicate this. I'm going to just accept all. And there's your article. And then if you want to edit anything, of course you can edit. You can ask the AI to do some things. Say we want to add an image. Tools. These are some other options. Search the web, write a thought, create image, create a diagram, create audio. Go over that in a bit. Let's just write. Now you can give a detailed prompt, or since we have create image selected, let's select that. Boom. Then you can do style, landscape, square, portrait. You can leave all this blank if you want, or if you want to go with a style, you can. Let's just leave it all blank and then just use Nano Banana. You could change it to GPT-4. Oh, let's just leave it like this. No style. Let's just do create image. I'll create a beautiful image to complement your comprehensive gnocchi and meat sauce article. Image created. Here it is. Wow, look at that. Now I'm really hungry. Very nice image. So it did everything in one platform. Don't have to jump to the other tools that I have. And we can decide where do we want this image to go. Let's just put it right here. Click on that. Now we could copy to clipboard. If you want to edit it, Photoshop or whatever tool you're using, you could save it as a new thought. Let's just insert it. And there it go. Right there. Boom. Done. And if we want to share this, we can share this. Have people look at it, clients, friends, our wives or mothers, whoever knows how to make gnocchi, and they can critique it. Make sure you fact check also, because like any other AI, it will hallucinate at times. It will make up some stuff. So that's that. Now we can add notes here if we want. We can create an audio to the blog, which is so cool. Let's generate this audio. You can also do this within the chat below. It gives you that audio option. Okay, the audio has been created. Let's listen.
Today, we're diving into the heart of Italian cuisine with a classic dish, homemade gnocchi with bolognese sauce. This beloved comfort food combines the soft, pillowy texture of potato dumplings with the rich, savory depth of a slow-cooked ragu. Let's explore the traditional techniques and expert tips to master this timeless.
Isn't that great? It's like 2.5 minutes long. We can add it into our article. Click over here, insert. So it's right there. So people can listen rather than reading the article. You can also save it onto your board for later. So it's over here on the left. There's that. And if you want to download it, you can download it, or you can click on the link, save it locally if you want to repurpose the audio content. So we have the written, we have the image, and we have the audio. The reader feature is unavailable for this. I don't think it's available yet. If we want to add notes here, you can add notes on your project. Let's go back to the board overview and back to the agent. So say you're comfortable using Claude or ChatGPT for your content. You can still do that with YouMind. You go to Ask, and here you'll see the different models that it offers. So I like Claude. You can select Claude and then have it write an article, and it'll give you the Claude output. So everything on one platform. You don't need to jump around and go to other platforms and models. Now with the agent, go back to the agent, and you see we have write a thought. If you want to write whatever you want to add to this, you can do that. We did create audio. Let's create a diagram. And again, we can say, create a diagram, step-by-step process of how to make the gnocchi. But let's just let it fly and just write create the diagram. I think if you just write create, you're good, as long as the diagram setting is selected. And make sure it's on the gnocchi folder. Again, if we want to change that up, we can select other articles to focus on. Actually, let's unselect that one. Let's select, do it off the audio, or let's just do it off this, the complete guide to gnocchi. Let's go to that article. Okay, so now it's thinking, and we have the image, we have the audio, we have the article, and now it's creating a diagram. Narrating diagram. You could also prompt it how you want the diagram to be stylized. Perfect. I've created a comprehensive flowchart. And it explains to you why it did what it did. Take a look at it. There's that. So zoom in. Choose your potatoes, baking method, boiling method, preparation, peel, test dough. There you have that. Now we can go in and if you want to, you can add it in here. Let's insert it. There you go. Got that. And we can save it as a new thought if you like. So yeah, you can do anything with this. And of course, at any time, let's go back to the whole board here. You can see everything we have. You could add links to the board. I'll show you the extension while you're surfing the internet. If you find anything on Gnocchi or related to this and you remember you have a board for it, you could save it. So you don't have to always work from here. You could just have the extension and on the fly, just add things. Let's say you can also ask different things like to cook. Let's see, let's do that. And then you have the web feature, search the web on. You can turn it off if you want just to see what it grabs from here, or you can leave it on. Sometimes I turn it off. And of course, you could change this from using GPT or Claude and just use the YouMind AI. So it typically takes 2 to 3 minutes to cook. All right, you have that. So anytime you can interact with anything on the board. And again, you can move things around. You can delete things. You can organize your second brain on Gnocchi however you'd like. Let's go back here. Again, the overview. The chaos board will be the first one you'll see usually when you sign up for YouMind. So it'll put things there. YouMind also has a mobile app, really nice bonus. Things that you save from mobile, you can put in here, and you can also view your boards on the go on your phone. These are some of the boards I've created already. Now let's go back. Let's try creating a new board. All right, so we learned something. Let's write something. A story about a dog that lives on the moon. Let's write. Story about a dog that lives on the moon. Hello, Joe. I'll create a board for your moon dog story. All right, your moon dog story. So now it's researching space environments, lunar conditions, developing the character, looking for stories related to a dog living on the moon. Again, like how I use YouMind, I'm still thinking, creating. I'm just showing you these examples, but I already have some ideas or some stories that I've developed throughout the years where YouMind can help me research environments or character development. So it's great if you still are using your first brain and creating things, and then using YouMind like a tool, like the computer's a tool, the camera's a tool. Gnocchi's not a tool. Gnocchi's a requirement, a life requirement, because gnocchi's great, except for like cholesterol, I guess. Gnocchi, not exactly good for the cholesterol, carb intake. After eating gnocchi, get tired, get really tired. All right, so now it's writing a story, and it's already got a name, Luna's Moon, a tale of courage among the stars. I like it. And you can see on the right, it found a dog. It's an article about the dog, Laika. Brief history of animals, moon facts. Chapter 1, it's got chapter 2. It's adding an image. Sometimes add the image later. I guess it's going to put it all together for me. That's pretty cool. Of course, I could create other images later if you want to have in a different style. I would probably hand draw stuff for my stories, but for people out there that can't draw, you might want to use one of the AI images it provides. All right, so let's open the board. And here you go. Here's what it did. Here's the image, draft. So this is the chapter. Luna was not like other dogs. While her fellow strays in Moscow huddled together in the bitter cold, she would gaze up at the night sky, her golden eyes reflecting the distant moon. So it put together the chapters of the story, which is great. And there's that image. You can add that. to this. Again, if you would like to rewrite this or expand upon this or write other stories or just write the chapters out, you can use the YouMind AI, or you can go and change it to whichever you prefer, the other options. You could turn this into audio, same thing as before. We could convert this into an article. So you know the deal. Let's see what this is. So I found this about space dog, one of the first animals in space. So I use that for reference for the story of Luna the moon dog. So that's that. So that's where you can write. Of course, you could write whatever you want, articles, more professional stuff. I just want to show you the fun stuff. Let's do a new board. Create, can use if you want to create an image or script. You could use it for story, but I like to use write. Now, life. For life, you can make a travel itinerary. So let's make a vacation plan or places to visit in Croatia. All right, so that's life. So say we're going on a vacation, me and the family, going to Croatia, and let's see if YouMind can help me out. YouMind is researching the top destinations, including coastal cities like Dubrovnik and Split. I guess it's already checking my mind, my YouMind. Do you mind? It's like a tongue twister. And looking if I already have anything from past vacations that I might have saved on one of my boards. So it's learning from me. Pretty cool. But there's nothing there yet about Croatia or Croatian vacations. So it's going out now and it's creating the snips. Let's see. We created an image, Croatia vacation route map. There's that, the Zagreb, Split, Var, Dubrovnik. Okay, I see the arrows are pointing here because I think some of the islands are over there. This is actually not water. So again, sometimes it hallucinates, gives you something to work off of. But the most important part is creating the itinerary. 10 to 14 date complete, itinerary coverage, tells you where to go, island hopping, key features, visual map. So vacation plan overviews here. Let's go open the board. And here's all the stuff that it found, put together for me, organized in a nice board. Let's go in the drafts folder, and this is where it all is. So the budget travel, you want to fly into Zagreb. Okay, stay in this town. Let's see, walk through Stone Gate, Zagreb Cathedral. Oh, this national park is really nice, I hear, but I've never been there. It tells you a bus from, it's 2.5 hours. Okay, morning, go to Split. You can see it really gives you a nice itinerary. Hvar, never been there, but it is beautiful, what I've heard. Korčula, that's where Marco Polo was from, I think. Game of Thrones, walking tour. There you go. Got everything there. Again, we can go over here. We can turn this into an article as well. We can expand on the research. You can turn it into the audio recording. We can create another diagram for it and expand upon it. And at any time, we can go back. And next time, if I ask YouMind to help me research a trip to Croatia, it'll probably reference this folder first, see if I added any notes or from my phone, if I'm adding other things to it while I'm in Croatia. It'll continue to learn. I'd share the board with my family, see if they approve. I'm sure they always can say, veto this. No, we're not doing that. Kids probably just want to go to Disney. Now the Chrome extension for YouMind. I already installed it. You do that from your dashboard or when you first welcome to YouMind, you'll see it there. And I just Googled pizza places in New York City, and we can open up YouMind, just click on it, and it gives you some stuff like, what do you want to know? If you used AI before, just interact with it like you did on the YouMind dashboard or ChatGPT. You could just select your model here. I just keep it on mini. The extension has a capture portion, find media, hide items, and batch reading, which I really like this feature. Batch reading. Click on that. Start batch reading. So say you want to go through here and you see a few articles that you like, things that returned up in the search engine. You're doing research. Let's do this one, and this one. Okay, done. Grab those. And now it's moving it all there. Look at that. Boom. Beautiful. Summarizes my selections, has the content in there, and just makes life a lot easier. So I can go through here. I don't have to click on each link, do my research about where I want to go and get some pizza, or I'm doing a website for a pizza place. Now let's click Save All. It's saving. And it saved it into chaos. You can change it if you want to save it to another board, or you could set that up later. So just save it in there. So you have all that. Okay? Great, 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 great. Now let's go to, click on this first one right here. And got this, got a website about the pizza. Let's go over to the YouMind extension again. And let's try some things out. It's given the overview. So you don't have time to look through all this. You can ask the AI to summarize it, to repurpose content, whatever you want. Let's say we go with the capture option. So you can go anywhere. And let's say I just want this section here. Boom, takes a picture. You can retake it, you can copy it, you can extract the text, or just save it to YouMind. And now that's going to chaos also, my chaos board. You can open YouMind, see if it's there. Let's see. Refresh. Yep, there's all the stuff. There's those links that I saved. Cool, cool. No, I don't want that ad. God. Okay, so we did that. You want to find media on here, just click that. It'll show you the pictures. Grabs, pulls all the images on the website. You can save all these to your board. You can hide items if you want to hide some things. I don't really use that one that much. That's that. So you see the extension, super, super helpful. It's like having your own little AI tool on the side while you're browsing the internet. Then there's also this little guy, which I really like. Translate, and it translated to Croatian. Gives you the English that's there, and now I have it in another language. So anytime, just click that, and it'll go into another language. And if you want to change to another language, you want it to translate Dutch, Spanish, any of these, French, go ahead. And it'll do that. Look at that, huh? Excellent. Love the extension. So YouMind, we went over how to learn, how to write with it, travel itinerary, life, help. You can use it as a life coach, as the extension, create images. I really like YouMind. Excellent platform. Support has been great. Discord channel is great. Try it out. I'll drop an affiliate link. Let me know how you like it. And to go out there and create stuff and use YouMind, your second brain. All right. Bye.